Hi everyone. I'm from USQ, the University of Southern Queensland, and today we're doing a bit of a tour of the Brisbane Hackerspace. That's all right. So the Brisbane Hackerspace is it's like a community-based makerspace anyway. We're open
Oh,
24 hours a day, and we are
wonderful.
having our Tuesday open night right now. So
Oh,
you can have
wow.
a look around the space anyway and see it in action, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, so I've just arrived here in our little visitors area, and
And the
I will
sun is
switch
just setting
cameras so that
here. It's dark in the other parts of
yeah,
Melbourne, and Brisbane people have still got some
yeah.
residual
So this
sunlight.
is
That looks like a great
yeah,
corner.
we've still got a little bit. Yeah, so this is our little hipster lounge area. It's like our sort of visitors waiting area, and it's a little bit of our Hall of Fame anyway. So in the corner here, we've got this huge 3D printed helmet that was made in around 56 parts, all glued together, which is pretty amazing feat. My camera can actually focus on that particular area. What else have we got in here? I also had to go at 3D scanning this room recently. And I was able to 3D print out a smaller version of the room to put in the room, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that is
So yeah, that's sort of
fantastic. I love
yeah, it's
that.
pretty cute.
Did you actually have people sitting there
Yeah,
still while you were 3D scanning it?
yeah. It was an absolute pain to do the editing at the end, but yeah, we got there. So yeah, it's pretty all right. I've also been learning a lot of woodworking while I've been here, and I made this big long bench for all of our books to be stored. Um, but yeah, over to the side here, we have our vending machines. So this
Oh,
is our
yes.
standard
Every
drinks machine.
makerspace needs a vending machine. That's a wonderful idea. We've actually got one that we put in our scout hall, a fridge that they've set up as a vending machine. Is it wonder?
Oh, really?
Yeah, fish and chips and vending
That's pretty
machines.
cool. Oh, yeah. So on this machine, anyway, we have a random button if you're feeling adventurous.
Oh,
You
nice.
can press that one and get something that's completely different. And on this machine, we have the decals of Vigo from the Ghostbusters movie series. And the idea is that when it dispenses a can anyway, it gives out a little quote of Vigo to scare everyone. We also have another vending machine that's a work in progress, and that's going to have all of your different microcontrollers in there. Like, so if you need some jumper wires or some like an Arduino or Raspberry Pi, you can essentially come up here and get what you need for those projects, which is pretty nice.
It's a wonderful idea. I had some teachers who were actually talking about bringing economics into it and making students buy components, even pretend monopoly money, but get them to think about the cost of what they're doing. But I never thought about putting a
Yeah.
vending machine on that sells it.
Oh, yeah, it's so handy. We also have our glorious popcorn vending machine here, which was refurbished from broken parts, essentially. And it's fully functioning right now, and it can cook popcorn in 60 seconds. And one of my favorite things about this is this old sticker on the front here. Popcorn has been recommended by Queensland Health. Did you know? Seems
Lovely.
legit. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Made with
Over around
Victorian
the side
corn.
here, so this is our classroom area for our different workshops. In here is our member storage area. So it's something that I need to swipe in with using my card. If I can actually get the door open properly. So we do have a completely DIY access system here. So sometimes the doors are a bit slow. Let's give it another go. There we go.
Oh, excellent.
So anyone who joins up as a member can get their own black storage tub to put all their stuff in.
Gee, I'm glad to hear you
You're
say
gonna
about the
really
storage tubs. We had some people who were wondering about how you store students' work and projects, and sometimes schools don't give enough thought to that, a respectful way of actually boxing and storing it. That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, for sure. And you get a really good idea of the types of projects people do by looking around in here. So one of my favorite projects in here at the moment is this Roomba. So it's one of those robot vacuum machines, and someone's hacked the top of it to put in a power tool battery in there to prolong its life while
Oh,
it's running,
wow.
which is pretty cool. We also have one of our members is doing his classic electric skateboard project here. We also have lots of drones and flying machines and all sorts of other things in here anyway.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. So we'll head on out back this way. Okay, so as we are a fully 24-hour space anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear it on this end, but every time you swipe into a main door, it plays your theme song. There we go.
That's wonderful. Yep, we heard that before.
That's my theme song in the background there, playing on this phone. Yeah, it's pretty silly, but yeah, no, it's good fun.
Do you involve the students in
Okay.
the design and the space, like actually when they think about what to do and how to lead it? And
So this is the Brisbane MakerSpace. So we don't have any sort of like university, like specific, like affiliated students here. It's just whoever wants to show up and become a member. So we're a community-based hackerspace. I also work at the library MakerSpace at USQ. It's a lot smaller than this one here, and this one's a bit more fun to show off anyway. But yeah, so in this particular room, this is our games room. So we have 2 arcade machines. These were built in-house.
oh,
Ready
nice.
for people to play, as well as a whole suite of different games over here. Hey, Sven.
Oh, bring back Asteroid.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm doing a video tour for Monash University.
Oh, we've got 8 people scattered all across Australia in every state, and they're all
hell
watching
yeah.
virtually.
Huh.
I think there's even one in a lighthouse who's sort of sitting there with a very slow broadband
Oh, really?
connection.
Cool. But yeah, so we've just arrived in probably our noisiest area. I apologize for the audio. But this is our green room. So this is where people can sit down and work on their projects collaboratively and work on their stuff. Over in this corner of things.
Oh,
all the way
wow, what a
around
corner.
here,
That looks
yeah,
like
this
Michael.
is our electronic.
Looks like Michael Phillips, one of our lecturers, sitting in the corner there.
Classic. But yeah, so we have all of your different like soldering irons, oscilloscopes, multimeters, all that sort of stuff here. And we also supply all of the consumables you might need for those projects. So like your wire, heat shrink, hot glue, solder, all that sort of stuff. Plus
That's
bulk
great.
components down in those little containers down there. But yeah, so head on
I can see
down
some
this
bigger
way.
machines. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that student moved. I thought he was a printout.
So this is our craft room. So we have quite a lot of people keen on their craft and cosplay here. So we have a whole range of stuff in here. We've got sewing machines, sublimation printers, screen printing gear. We've got a vacuum forming machine here.
Oh,
And,
I've got a Star Trek uniform up in my room. Is there a Star Trek uniform there?
maybe.
Oh, red shirt. Yep. Okay, this is a genuine makerspace.
Yeah, the head's not very appetizing, but yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
in
interesting. The
here-
wearable technology and sewing. Wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. This is our digital fabrication room. So we have a laser cutter here that can do stuff like cutting and etching of acrylic and ply. This one has been fully rebuilt, this machine, with a smoothie board on the inside. And yeah, it's been like hacked a lot, I suppose, to be a lot safer, faster, and more strong anyway with its laser, which is pretty cool.
The 3D, so the laser cutters are really underrated. I think they're a fantastic tool. We tend to sort of gravitate to the 3D printers, but I'm really impressed with what you can do with the cutters and quickly getting some results and feedback and handing them back to kids in the class.
Yeah, for sure. We've also got 2 laser cutter projects here as well. People have picked these up from Gumtree and they're starting to work on them as projects.
Oh, nice.
This big monolith thing in the middle of the room here, this is a large format 3D printer that someone donated. And it's been fully like designed and built by a local guy. And because of that anyway, he sort of has all these really weird and wonderful workarounds on it. I just don't know why my camera doesn't focus on this. It's just really weird.
It's just a scale of it. It just can't embrace all those pixels at once. That's how big it is.
Yeah, we had it just before. But yeah, it also has these huge counterweights here on the side, which you wouldn't usually see on a normal 3D printer, which is pretty absurd. We have a whole range of different 3D printers here, along here for people to use. And all of these are hooked up to our Octoprint system. So essentially to use them, you need to jump on the web page here and you can control it remotely. So if your students try and control them remotely from where they are, they won't be able to access them, unfortunately, if they are thinking about trying that out. But yeah, so it makes it a lot easier for people to get in and use for 3D printers anyway.
Oh, nice.
Andy? Yeah, so that was the first half of the tour. We'll jump on outside and have a look at the quad area and woodworking, metalworking, and blacksmithing.
thanks everybody for your help. We appreciate the support tonight.
Yeah, so there's a lot more action going on outside at the moment.
Oh,
We
wow.
have some next door neighbours over here. They're Team Arrow. They are currently building a solar-powered like racing car, essentially. And you can sort of see the chassis of the car there. They've got
Let's have a
3.5 weeks until they race, and so they're all stations go at the moment. And they're like, why is she but yeah, we'll head on for a look over this way. So this is where we store our larger projects for work. So we've got a few large projects over here currently going on. So this cage here is for a zombie apocalypse theatre show. And they're going to dramatically reveal the cage halfway through the show, which is going to be pretty cool. This thing here is called the Wonky Queenslander. It's pretty much an art car that travels to different festivals. And they fit it out with a huge DJ booth. And yeah, it just brings the music anyway, which is pretty cool. We'll head on around this way. So at the Hackerspace here, we tend to get an absurd number of donations here anyway. And we sometimes struggle to know what to do with them all, and we usually have to turn quite a lot of them away. But the ones that we can take, we put into this room here, which is called the Boneyard. It's pretty much a whole shipping container of donated stuff. It may look like junk to some people, but
reminds me of the ossuary. We used to store bones from the old monks. We used to hold the skeletons and when we emptied the graves out. And ossuary, very nice.
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of like different types of cabling, kettle cables, a whole bunch of drill motors and stuff down there. There's actually a typewriter hidden in here. We also have like a whole range of different power supplies, range from 24 volts up to 5 volts as well, which is very handy for your electronics projects. Yeah, here anyway, for people to just cannibalize things for parts and think sustainably and, you know, get into recycling, which is pretty cool. Out the side here, this is our blacksmithing and forging area. We have this awesome light here that was just thought I might point that one out. It's pretty exciting. But yeah, over the side here, this is our forge. So we currently have a waste oil burner set up, which is not out at the moment. But yeah, when it gets going, the idea is that you can put in any of this waste oil that we've got kicking around here, and you can start to do things like mucking around with casting cheese-grade aluminium ingots using all of the cans from our vending machines.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And we can also start to muck around with hitting iron with a hammer. And one of our members over there, he's starting to do some blacksmithing workshops that he's bringing back the knowledge here with. And he recently did a traditional blacksmithing workshop where participants got to make a key ring.
It's good you're thinking about sustainability and how to recycle some of the waste and components. That's really good to consider for a makerspace.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. We tend to have to do things pretty cheap around here, and so it encourages quite a lot of innovation anyway with what you can do. Okay, we're just going to jump into the wood shop now. So this is our wood shop area. And we have Craig in the background. What are you making, Craig?
Hi, Craig.
Oh, no, you broke it. That's classic. Craig's trying to make a cutting board at the moment. He's just trying to fix the bandsaw. But here in the foreground, we have our glorious table saw. This is our first piece of equipment that has our interlock system on it, which is what this little box is here. So essentially that means that you can't turn the machine on unless you've been inducted on it. And to turn it on, you need to swipe to turn it on.
That's good. I was wondering about how to handle some of the safety aspects. Schools have that challenge too when you have box cutters and scissors and other implements. But that's a great idea, being able to restrict the access to those who know how to know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also currently putting in a grant application for a custom swipe access locker system to manage that aspect of safety in the USQ front of things, to manage all of our hand tooling. So yeah, definitely thinking about safety on that front. Covering up the camera there. We build all of these systems at the Hackerspace ourselves, and we can put together this particular RFID access box for around $60, which is pretty nice.
Wow.
We also supply all of the timber that you might need for these types of projects. If you like your recycled timber look, you can grab a whole bunch of stuff from up in here, as well as like all the stuff that's up against the wall over there as well. But yeah, this is our wood shop.
Oh, my local scout group would just love to make boomerangs and have fun in that room. We've got something planned like that in Melbourne. Wow.
Yeah, it's good fun. So I think it might be a bit noisier in here, but we'll see how we go. This is our metal shop area. So we have this gloriously large speaker dangling from the ceiling that can be connected to using Chromecast audio. So it provides the beats in this room.
Looks like something out of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it does a bit. Looks like the underside of a Dalek, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have our huge CNC mill here, as well as a whole bunch of metal lathes. Along this side of things, we have our ongoing sheet router project. So this particular thing used to be like a billboard printer for roadside signs, and it's been cut down about a third of its original size, and it's being turned into a sheet router. So essentially, you'll be able to put in like a whole sheet of timber, and yeah, you can pretty much cut flat pack furniture, kitchen benches, a whole range of stuff.
That's great.
Yeah. Yes, that's pretty cool. Over the side of things, we have another DIY CNC machine. So this thing here is an absolute beast, and it can do stuff like the little Groot figurine here, and also the Iron Man head here. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Frankenstein's together projects. You've got this huge hospital arm, like that's taken from the boneyard. That was loud. And we also have a Apple computer running the show in here, which is pretty sneaky.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We do have some live action going on in here. So this is our welding area. So we have a big industrial MIG welder there, and a little TIG welder over behind Phil there. Yeah, and over the side of things, we have our carpet. So this goes about 6 foot down, and it means you can work on your car standing up.
That's great.
Oh, that's really loud. But yeah, this is our last CNC machine. This is called the Hulk.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, let's see if we can focus on it. Essentially, what sets it apart from the other machine that I pointed out is the automatic tool changer head, which is what this thing is here. Yeah, so it means you can set up really complex CNC jobs on it that it'll automatically change those tool heads for. So it's a lot safer than doing it yourself, and you can just give it like a whole sort of like engine block job anyway, and it'll do it for you, which is pretty cool. But as you can see by the panel on here, it's often making the old play nicely with the new to actually get this one working. But yeah, we'll get out of the metal shop because it's a little bit loud in here.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, do you guys have any questions?
Oh, unfortunately, I had to close the session down, so I don't have any questions running from here.
That's all right.
Well, what I'd love to do...
Do you guys have a MakerSpace at Monash?
We are building one. In fact, I'm going to have a go at making some pop-up makerspaces, Stephanie. I'm in the education faculty,
cool.
and so what we thought we'd try was set up some trolleys where I have primary, secondary, a virtual reality trolley, and then we're going to hopefully be able to set that up so that each pop-up makerspace will be something that we can wheel out into the library space and allow students to use, and then wheel it back out and swap it around. And that's actually also inspiration for some scout groups that they can set up maker spaces in their areas. It's a bit of fun that we're doing at Monash.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, actually, and we do have actually a makerspace. Looks a little bit like what you've done there, and what we call I think it's called the Sensi Lab. We've got a tour there later, and that's bringing together some of the virtual reality aspects. They've got a VR projection equipment, and we're going to have a go at doing this kind of broadcast we're doing from the Monash Cave as a virtual reality mashup. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, wow, that'll be awesome. Yeah.
Hey, on behalf of Monash University, I want to say thank you very much. That's been a fantastic tour. I can see from the count there, they've got all the students still watching the stream. And I apologize to students that I don't actually have a chat way of getting the questions in. But if they do have any questions, I'm going to set up a discussion for them. I'd love to throw them to you, Stephanie, to be able to answer after the Hangout, and I'll share those answers back to the students in the class. Again,
sure. Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. So I will have a gift on its way from Monash University, exclusively branded for Monash. If you can, might be a T-shirt. You won't have to embarrass you and make you wear it, but it will be something to say. Thank you very much. I think I actually got the university name wrong again at the start, so you can repeat the university.
Right. All good.
Oh, sorry about that.
Anyway.
There seem to be a lot up there in Queensland, but we're doing a really wonderful job up there. And again, thank you very much. And also thank you to Randy and Lindy, who put me onto you. And you're doing a fantastic job out there. Top stuff.
Well, thanks for having me on board, Roland. For those viewers online, if you'd like to check out the Brisbane Hackerspace website, it's hsbne.org. And you're welcome to come by and visit us if you're local in Queensland on our Tuesday open nights. But yeah, thanks again, Roland.
Too right.
I'll leave you to your all-night learning.
Thanks very much. Bye then.
Bye.
And goodbye to my class too.